So I recently found some data about Spotify's top 10 biggest selling artists of all time. Now, when it comes to lists and charts, let's face it, there's a lot of subjectivity. But in this instance, there's a lot of data. So I thought it'd be very interesting to analyze the top 10, even the top 100 biggest selling artists on Spotify to see what we can learn. So let's start with the top 10 who have a total combined amount of 325 billion streams. That's a crazy amount of streams. In the top 10, there is only one band, and that band is BTS. BTS have a combined amount of 27 billion streams, but they are the only band in the top 10. In fact, the next band featured is in 15th place, and that is Coldplay. Fuck off. Sorry, I completely wasn't expecting that. Now, when it comes to males versus females, there are 7 males and only 2 females in the top 10. And those females are Taylor Swift in 7th and Ariana Grande in 5th. Now, where things get really interesting is age, because the oldest person in our top 10 is Eminem, who's 49 years old and he's in 8th place. But 8 out of 10 of the artists are aged between 27 and 32 years old. That really shows the age of Spotify. Daniel Ek has often said Spotify is made by millennials for millennials, and this really shows that we are growing up in the Spotify generation. Now, when it comes to genres, there's no surprises. Pop features the most heavily with The Weeknd, Justin Bieber, and Ed Sheeran. Taylor Swift might have been country, but let's face it, she's very much a pop artist now. Then after pop, you've got hip hop, and let's face it, Drake is still top of the ladder in #1 spot. But then you got Post Malone with his hip hop rap rock, I guess. And with Eminem being rap, then there's Bad Bunny to bring it home with his reggaeton grooves. Now let's just take a minute to look outside of the top 10. When it comes to legacy artists, Queen are in top spot in number 33, outselling the Beatles, who are in 44. But the biggest metal band is Linkin Park in 50th, whilst Metallica have to settle for 90th place. Guys, quick interruption. You're clearly releasing music and serious about getting results. So have you checked out DK Music Business Academy? It's got over 50 hours worth of courses, including the Roadmap to 1 Million Streams course. What have you got to lose? 7-day free trial, links in the description. Let's crack on with the video. And for something completely depressing, how about this? Pitbull has outsold the entire genre of jazz.
God bless. Good night. Darling.
And when it comes to Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, it has been streamed more than every single classical piece of music combined. Now, AC/DC miss out on the top 100 by 1 place. Meanwhile, Mariah Carey has done herself a massive favor by having the biggest selling Christmas song of all time in All I Want for Christmas. So, with all of that said, in a Spotify world where Drake will outsell the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and David Bowie combined, what can we learn from this? Well, probably not much, because this is just a fun YouTube video, but there are a couple of takeaways. Number 1, quantity matters, and these artists have grown up in the Spotify era, so they know they need a library, not just to get people onto Spotify listening to their music, but to continue staying on to listen to more and more songs, because that will push up the streaming revenue. These artists, even though they're young, have released a lot of music. BTS, a young band with 9 albums. Taylor Swift, barely 30, 9 albums. Ariana Grande, 29 years old, and she has released 6 albums in 8 years. And on top of that, Ed Sheeran has released over 200 songs and Drake 250 songs. It really goes to show that libraries really make the money. And number 2 is going where the treasure is, and it's no surprise that the biggest artists are in the biggest genres, which are pop and hip hop. It really shows the age that whilst there are plenty of up and coming artists, and there's many legacy artists that we all know about, there is a certain age, a certain demographic that really fit into this Spotify model. But number 3, whilst it's fun to look into these stats, it really shows that Spotify is just a vehicle. It isn't the game. The game is still how you build an audience, how you monetize, how you get that return on investment, and whether that is merch or streaming or touring or syncs or something else, it's important for you to have an audience, and Spotify just fits into that. So in a world where Fleetwood Mac is outsold by Lil Baby or Da Baby or any other baby, it just goes to show that this is just a platform to listen to music. And at the end of the day, these are just stats, and this is just fun. And what we've really learned today is that Coldplay are the 2nd biggest band on the entire planet, and that is truly terrifying. And on that note, I'm off to listen to Periphery to make myself feel better, so if you can do me a huge favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because it really does make a huge difference to the YouTube algorithm. More importantly, come and be a part of this community, because we're doing this now twice a week. Otherwise, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys soon.